Alright, let's start over, try again. I mean, it happens. I'm going to sometimes take one step the wrong direction somewhere. B gets hit for 6, C hits for 6. Okay, C, 6. Not great. Get back onto RNG 0. Do I remember which character was which? I think Tom was White Mage. There we go, that was my team. We must start on... Yes, we must start on the first encounter. We don't have to start on 0 RNG though. You're allowed to start on any RNG value. But we must start on encounter 0. If we could change up the starting seed and cycle through 128 encounters or something like that, then we could set ourselves up for some interesting starts. I remember theorizing a route where I started off with fighting no enemies. Like, I found a start where you fought nothing up to the Temple of Fiends, walked inside, fought a ghoul, killed Garland, and then on your way to Provoca, you fought 2 ogres. Like, that was perfect. That was such a nice start. But yeah, that was quickly ruled out. Which I think is fine. Starting off on the initial state of RNG is better, I think, overall for the health of the game. Hey Charm, well, come on in. Lux, welcome in as well. Gonna try for back-to-back world record days, but we'll see. Hitting 4 Bane Swords is difficult. Alright, I am 1 frame off. So we get to start again. JF0, welcome on in. We are 1 frame too late. Interesting. This is the slowest reset out of what I have recorded, but it's fine. How do I know if I'm early or late? Because I look at what happens in the next battle. 5. Based on what happens in the next fight, I know if I was 1 frame too early or 1 frame late. And then I have to reset the RNG back to 0 based on what happened in the fight, if I was early or late. And now I don't have every possible value of what RNG I could be on written down. I only have the RNG values that I hit the most. I have a setup for me being 2 frames too early, 1 frame early, exactly right, 1 frame late, okay, that's what I want to see. The red mage fleeing is what we want. As long as we get ambushed in this fight, then we're on the proper RNG. If we weren't ambushed, then we were 2 frames late or 2 frames early. And how do I know which is which? Trial and error. Writing down the results, and then writing down how to get back to the RNG I want to be on. Garland is such a pushover. Pretty much everything in this route has happened because of lots of preparation. I prepare for, I have to create the entire route, then we have to figure out the RNG we want to start and end every battle on. And then also the RNG that we want to hit in each fight. And then write them all out so that I know exactly what I need to do for every single battle for the whole game. And if I don't input the correct button combination a single time, the run dies. If I take one step in the wrong direction, the run dies. Everything must be perfect. The last run, I accidentally wasted one extra step in the boat than I was supposed to, and that killed the run. Now these things will happen. That's not the first time I made a mistake on the world map by taking a wrong step, and it most certainly won't be my last time I do that. Mohawk Man, you're not in a great position. I would like you to get out of the walkway, please. Okay? Just stay right there. Don't go to the inn. But yeah, I don't think I can really rework these first few battles. I think the first few battles have to stay the same. I've thought about skipping over the wolf battle. But if I skip the wolf fight, then I need to fight 2 sharks here in order to level up. And that's probably not faster than just fighting the wolves. Hey RJD, oh, welcome on in. We'll see if we can have some good inputs. This is actually the second run of the day already. The first run died before Montoya because I got off step. Tanuki Dan, Domingo, welcome in as well. Aren't they always crazy? Now, I think skipping this Gerwolf battle maybe is okay. It might be okay to skip this Gerwolf battle. I don't know. I do want to try it though. Like, yes, I wouldn't level up there, and I'd have to level up on the shadows or something. But maybe that could put me on better RNG to get through Marsh Cave quicker. Maybe. The last run I got blocked by a bat on my way out of here, which is unusual. does happen though. Beep beep that. That's trying to make me lose time here. No yawning. I'm not allowed to be tired. Gotta wake up. Good, the bat didn't get in the way this time. I mean, I had a different bat get in my way. I can't wait to see what kind of garbage this fight looks as some of the weaker character classes, like Thief or White Mage. I won't be doing the world record route with other characters, no. I should skip that split. I plan on trying to do manipped runs as each character class, but not with the world record route. That's not going to be possible. 1, 2, 3, 5. Like, it just, the route literally wouldn't work with any other character class. For every single different character I try to use, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, I have to literally change every little thing about the entire run. Nothing is going to be the same. Not even close to the same. With how things are currently set up, the black belt might be the very last character class to work on. That was slow. Definitely not saving the best for last. It's just that the black belt takes the most work to set up properly. Because the black belt has so many different bugs that are unique to the class. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. It would take the most work to make a route happen that takes into consideration all of the stupid bugs that the black belt has. Look at that, I didn't do the steps incorrectly this time. Because I mean, the black belt has so many bugs to account for. There's also the fact that I really don't like the black belt. You know, there's that too. But that hasn't stopped me from playing them in the past. I've still done all of the challenge runs with the black belts. Yep, could never tell. that I don't like them. Baby trash. The black belt isn't even good enough to be a corpse in this party. I tried using a thief over a red mage, but that also doesn't work. Because the thief didn't do enough damage. The only character class I could use where the red mage is a fighter or red mage, that's all. I think the black mage could be a black mage or a white mage. Or a thief. Or red mage, yeah. The black mage could be a lot of different classes, I believe. Yeah, I think the black mage could be white, black, red, or a thief. So I have a few small options that I could do for party composition. But I choose Rainbow Mage. I know that our rainbow doesn't have that many colors. But this is the NES after all. Wait a second. I do have to sell the short sword. It's fine. I will sell the iron helmet instead, and that'll work. I forgot, I have to buy an extra cabin. Okay, I made it past the dwarf blockade. This is the problem with me changing the route every day. I, am forgetting what exactly I need to do where. Even if the notes say to do something, I'm probably not going to read it. The main thing I read is how many bounces do I do. And besides that, no. I'll look at my HP occasionally, and how much damage I'm supposed to deal. But normally it's just how many bounces. I mean, the dwarves usually aren't that big of a deal. A lot of times you can easily walk around them. But sometimes they do get in your path. This is a fight I probably would want to run from in the future. 4 enemies, just run away. Beep beep bat, thank you. Hey Hilt, welcome on in. We're trying for another 4 Bane Sword run. I did it in the old world record, I can do it again. Beep beep bat. Stupid bats. I have messed up on that image battle before, because there's multiple images in a row. A lot of times if there's multiple of the same fight in a row, it can be confusing at times. Because sometimes I'll put in the actions for the second fight first, or something like that. Okay. Those bats weren't terrible. Did they get in my way a little? Yes, but that's what they do. 5. There's still the floor 2 bats to worry about. They could also get in my way. Stupid bats making me waste steps on this floor almost always. That's 4 wasted steps. 1, 2, 3. Bat? Thank you. You know, I wouldn't mind if I had to waste 4 steps on floor 3, but it's annoying when I waste 4 steps on floor 2. Tigers. Make sure I use a tent. My inventory does get shifted. It's actually easier to use this tent. Just remember that. After the last run I attempted where I forgot and wasted a cabin, I hopefully won't forget again. I think this is a gold split. We had less bats get in the way than record. There's still room for improvement on that split. I keep wanting to hold A on that fight, because I used to hold A on that fight in the past. Stop yawning. I'll wake up eventually. I mean, the run's a third of the way done. I should be awake by now. And I'm 10 seconds ahead of record. Hey Jack, welcome on in. I need to remember I have 2 steps to take down now that I skip over that encounter. I skipped the shadow encounter, so I have to take 2 steps down after the werewolves now instead of 1. Have to remember that. That is a more recent change. Alright, Bat. Please move. Please move, Mr. Bat. Thank you. Beep beep. Thank you. Beep beep. Good. That bat moved away from me. How does this group of bats work? Beep beep bat, I can't walk around you. Beep beep. Bat. If you would have done that on my first pass through here, I could have walked around him. But on this pass, I can't walk around. I mean, technically I could. But it would ruin all of my... It'd ruin my save tile after Lich for saving. And it would be in a weird spot. And I don't want to try to have to figure that out on the fly. Because that'll affect multiple resets. Don't ask why we get ambushed here and murdered, but we do. Like, do you want to take 77 damage here? 79 damage, sorry. Math hard. Just need to move along the RNG enough to end up with favorable fights. Okay, hold A. And I have to use a cabin there or else I die. A tent isn't enough HP. Hey Fly Eagles, welcome on in. And thanks. We'll see how the rest of the run goes. We are ahead of record. Not by much, but we're ahead of record. We're never going to be ahead of record by much anymore. At least not early on in the game. That was part of the reason of why I needed to improve the record, so that we could have a better idea of how the run is actually looking based on how good I do. This way, if I actually make mistakes, it is very visible on the splits. Compared to before, I could make a minute mistake and it would look like I'm still saving time, because the old record was just so different. I've purposely wasted all of those steps so I get this battle on land instead of in the boat. I would not want that battle on the boat. The boat minimum would be 3 enemies? Or 4, I don't remember. Trolls encounter 2. 2 is 4 Sahagins. No, 2 is it's not 2, is it? Is that... 2. Which troll battle is that? Is that encounter... It's not 7. Maybe that's encounter 6, I bet. I bet that's encounter 6. Oops. And encounter 6 is the 3 Sahagins. Yeah, so I think we're fighting 1 troll instead of 3 Sahagins. I think that's what it is. Hey, old dog, welcome on in. See, this is a fight I think I want to skip. Is it that long of a fight? No. But I think I want to skip it. Maybe I skip all 3 of these fights. The ogre will become an arachnid, which would be worse, but still fine. Because I can still one-shot an arachnid. I'll get less XP gold, but it's fine. I think I took enough steps. We'll find out. Wasn't really... Okay, I did. Hey, Dorianal, welcome in. Good morning to you as well. I think I could handle this fight at level 13. I think. It probably won't be too difficult. So even if I skip all those battles, I think I could be fine. Because I should still level up on the Jerkbird, and then we'll be fine for Arbone power, I think. So over the weekend I want to try it. See if I can somehow save more time. And it's possible that maybe I don't use an inn at Crescent Lake if I'm using all of those cabins. So we'll see. That could save me a tiny bit of time as well, being able to skip the inn. Yeah, sorcerers do look great. I don't like how the wizards look, but the sorcerers look good. Speaking of palettes that I'm not a huge fan of, Mage is one of those. I don't think Mage looks that great. Yes, one day I will probably make myself a full mod for this game. I've made many different mods for it in the past, but I usually give up on them before I complete it. And one thing I would definitely be doing would be to change how a lot of monsters look for their color palettes. I will also change some monster designs. 1, 2, 3, 1. I mean, the last time I worked on a mod like this, for this game, I worked on many different ones, and I always changed tons of stuff about them. But one major thing I would do, I would change a lot of stuff, honestly. But a major thing that I would do, more importantly than anything else, is rebalance the character classes. In my mod, something I plan on putting in there is making every single character class use magic. As weird as that may seem, I want everyone to use spells. 1, 2. There is no more pure fighter. Now, some of the class names could be slightly altered, but the 6 classes would be changed. And they would not work anything like the NES classes. So something that I plan on doing is changing around, like I change everything around. The black belt would become more of like an acolyte and then turn into a monk. And he would be a physical fighting character with low armor, which is similar to how he is now, except that he gets healing or some white magic. The thief slash ninja would honestly be a lot of the same. It would stay as like a thief slash ninja, but the thief would have access to black magic. 1, 2, 3. Now, like the monk would get white magic, but they wouldn't start off with white magic. They would gain a couple levels before they'd start getting some spells. You know, like maybe by level 5, you'll eventually get a cast of Cure. The spells would be completely reworked. Everything would be reworked, but Yeah, the thief would get access to some damage / instant kill spells for the black magic schools. White mage would be turned into a knight, then turn into like paladin. So your white mage, or even could be cleric paladin, something like that. So the white mage would be your tank that specializes in a different, like some other healing magic, and is your frontline. While this way it makes it so almost every character class can deal good melee damage. Hey Sayaka, welcome in. Well, my spells would be reworked as well. A major thing I would do is put Cure on all of the odd levels, and Heal on all of the even levels. 1, 2, 3. The Black Mage would become a Warlock, and then turn into a Death Knight type thing, Dark Knight. Alright, we're about to hop into the volcano. So, flashing light warning. Now the red mage would become a bishop. A bishop would be your pure caster, and eventually can learn every single spell. That is like your magey mage character. And the fighter would turn into a ranger, which would kind of take the place of what the current red mage is kind of more of a jack of all trades. Learns both white and black magic, but at a slower rate compared to the other characters, and not having all of the spells, while still being able to deal fine melee damage, and also able to wear okay armor. That way, there would be 2 characters that learn both schools of magic. One at a fast rate, one at a slow rate. Then there would be 2 that learn white, 2 that learn black, one at a fast rate, one at a slow rate. Obviously, everything would take some major rebalancing, which is why it's not something that I've just thrown out there. Because anytime I try to work on like a mod for the game, I want to change everything. And then the game would look nothing like the original anymore. I of course would rebalance all of the weapons and armor and monsters and everything. Hey Kraken, welcome on in. And yes, yesterday I improved the world record. By 2 minutes. And now I'm going to try and improve it by another 3 minutes. So the routing did pay off. Yesterday's run was a route that I made that only used one Bane sword. So it was a longer run, but it would be easier to finish. So yeah, to make this world record, we're back to the 4 Bane Sword strategy, which is a lot more difficult to finish the run. I don't need the extra money. I buy 8 cabins instead of 7. Hey Roy, welcome on in. I mean, someone's gotta put in the work and keep doing runs. Might as well be me. And I'm not the only person who put in work to make this run happen. No Heel ended up putting in a bunch of work on the tool that I used for making the route what it is. He spent months working on that tool to help make these routes happen. Do I have the money for 8? I think I do. Yeah, I do. I need to remember to hit left. I've said that 3 runs in a row now. I need to remember to press left. I don't have any consumables in the way. Amy and me, welcome on in. We are a little over halfway through now. About 46 minutes left of the run. We aren't at the nerve-wracking part of it yet. We are still at the easy part of the run. Alright, Sea Shrine time. Yeah, if the Bane swords were easy to be manipulated, then running away would also be manipulated, and this run would look close to the task. but that's not how it works. If that was the case, we would flee from every battle. And then this record wouldn't even be a thing. If we could just flee from every encounter, that would have been implemented many years ago. And there would be zero activity on this, because every run would be the same. And it would have actually been very boring if fleeing / Bane swords were easy to manipulate. So I'm actually glad that they aren't easy to manipulate. We don't talk about AI helping anything in this game. AI can't even figure out which character classes to start with. AI is not anywhere near on the level required to be able to do anything in this game. And I don't believe there are any more major skips to be found. No. I don't find that surprising at all. Have you ever tried asking AI to give you any good information on a video game? They can give you bland info, but it's hardly ever good information. They just look over Reddit and find what random people have said and then call that facts. That doesn't always work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Well, when it comes to asking it things in video games, they don't do a good job. 1, 2. I have yet to see AI do anything good in a video game. I have seen lots of people trying to teach AI how to do many different things, and they tend to struggle in games a lot. I remember trying to ask AI when I was playing The Last Remnant, right after you guys had me do a casual playthrough of it. I kept trying to ask AI to give me, like, the rank all of the characters in the game. And no matter how many times I asked different AI, I couldn't get them to tell me the 40 main characters. they all would leave out like 10 characters. Like, you're missing characters. I asked for all of the unique characters. Then they'd give me another random list and they still wouldn't have the right characters, like... Then they would bring me non-unique characters, like, nope, you're not understanding what I'm trying to say. I don't want oats in my party. Alright, let me pay attention to what I'm doing in the game for a second to make sure that I'm on the right step. Okay, I am. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I try to ask AI stuff about FF1 and it just... It's not up to stuff. Because yeah, it pretty much gets all of its information from Reddit and Wikipedia. But Reddit is where it gets most of its information. I mean, if you want to prove me wrong, Roy, you can try to ask some AI stuff how to do stuff in this game, and let me know the results. But I don't expect much. I'm willing to be proven wrong. But I haven't seen anything to show that it can figure out what it's doing in something like this. Alright, next up is Kraken. Hey, when I was a kid, Ninja was my favorite class, okay? I eventually grew up and realized how incorrect I was. But my favorite class as a kid was Ninja. Of course, once I became like a teen, I realized how good Fighter was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then Fighter just became my favorite. Hey, Sabo. Also Blazin, Godhand, anyone I may have missed. Welcome on in. I remember as a kid, I told myself the fighter was bad. And after getting a little older and playing the game, I realized that I lied to myself just to make my favorite class seem better by forcing myself to not bring a fighter into the party. Things you tell yourself as a kid just doesn't always line up right. Because I remember the first time I replayed it again as a teen, and I was trying out different character classes again, and I was like, why did I make myself believe that the fighter was really bad? Like, this guy is broken. Then it dawned on me. That I really liked the ninja. And I wanted him to be the man. I wanted him to be my tank and my damage dealer. Even though he is buns. Alright. Here comes a major time loss potential. Does Mr. Robit cooperate? Or do we lose time? Yesterday's run here, after the world record, I lost like a minute here. Ninja doesn't get kind of good. Ninja becomes a discount fighter with fast. Not a knight, a discount fighter. You would still rather have a non-class changed fighter. Alright, robot. Please cooperate. Come to me, Mr. Robot. You're in the worst possible spot. Okay, it's fine. At least I manipulated him way faster than I did yesterday. Those are frame-perfect inputs I have to do to get him to walk to me properly, or else he goes the opposite direction if I'm off. He was still in the worst spot possible. I just actually performed well. But yeah, that was literally the worst tile he could be standing on. Bat, you're in the way. Beep beep. Thank you. Alright, that's the last encounter in the waterfall. for our platter of nachos. Spicy nachos for everyone. And if you don't want spicy nachos, then this is what you get. These nachos don't look as good. There's no cheese on them nachos. Alright, Dr. Un, please cooperate. Yesterday, Dr. Un was in a terrible spot. Okay, he's not in a good spot. He was in the second worst tile. Beep beep. So I tried skipping the giant battle and the Tyro, like Ranklo, Anklo. I've tried skipping all of these fights, and it doesn't do me any good. It just makes the run slower somehow. But maybe if I skip the correct fights earlier on, I can find a way to be able to skip over them while saving time. We'll see. Okay. Can we please have some kind toga party? I don't... Just stay out of my way, please. Nope, that's not out of the way. Beep beep. Those guys are not in a good spot. Guys? Beep beep. Come on. Why? Why? Stupid toga party. Well, there goes half of my time saved for this split. That's right, I have to glitch that stupid NPC out of my way. I do need to time these two different Rankolo fights, because I feel like the other Rankolo fight is just as fast, but I take 61 less damage. And I could probably use that extra 61 damage somewhere else for more impact. That's just something I need to keep in mind for when I work on the route some more. Was Toga Party bad in the world record? I don't remember. I don't remember if it was bad in world record or if it was just bad in my second run yesterday. I can't remember. But honestly, Toga Party has been pretty bad in general, like... Okay, it was the second one where it was really bad. Toga Party has been pretty bad, like, every run lately. I haven't had, like, a great Toga Party. I think we've had one run where I bonked into, like, one dude, and that's it. On the bright side, I know that I have time to save in this split, because world record fights Tiamat. And I'm just gonna insta-kill her, so... that should be some nice free time save. Assuming I hit the frame perfect Bane Sword, that is. Assuming. It was almost 20 seconds to Toga Party. Yeah, Toga Party sucks. It's normally not bad, because you can just warp out of there. But when you have to walk out, it's not cool. Good, that robot's out of the way. Yes, the Waterfall was very bad in the second run. I had pretty much had... I had almost the same robot location that I had in this run, except I didn't hit the frame perfect movements for him to walk towards me. It's beep beep robit. See, I bet I can move that extra damage I can take to this fight. And that could probably save me more time. than the rank low dealing damage to me. I'm not sure, but that's an idea. Something I want to try out over the weekend. Potentially save a few frames. It's a row bit whenever you'd like to call it a row bit. There are no actual rules for it. Because we all know the robot's not gonna listen anyways. The robot does like to be in a wrong position. I mean, come on. He was in the furthest tile possible. How rude is that? He wasn't even one tile down. Nope, he was in the furthest possible location. I guess on the bright side, I didn't watch him walk into that location from the bottom, because that actually is the worst. That leads to very difficult RNG manip to get him to try to walk towards me, which is why I struggled so much in my second run yesterday. Because I just wasn't hitting the right RNG, and so he just wasn't coming towards me. Alright, next encounter is battle number 7. Or formation number 7, which is Warmech downstairs. So we'll continue hanging out right here. I don't think you're allowed to call robots that anymore, W Branch. I think it's now considered offensive. Alright, after this, we have our first of 4 Bane Swords. They are frame perfect, so don't be surprised if I die. I don't ask who, don't take it up with me, take it up with Big Robot. Okay, that felt good. One of 4 down. Three more to go. Alright, Temple of Fiends. Don't get in the way, Robot. Bat. We've been talking about too many robots. I don't have to worry about any more NPCs in the way. I mean, chaos isn't really in the way. We talk to him, sure, but there's no randomness for where NPCs are moving. So he doesn't really count. It's not his fault he can't read. Are my numbers still wrong for this fight? No, they're correct. It was in a previous run when I had incorrect numbers for Mage Fighter. Chimera, Chimera. Eventually, I'll try to figure out a new Temple of Fiends that has better encounters. But out of everything I've tried to route through, this has just been the best end that I've been able to find. If I allow myself to flee from the Sea Shrine Piles of Pain, then that could open up the end of the game a lot more. But not being able to run from them is just, it's a lot. Because it's a minimum of 5 enemies. Or is it a minimum? Yeah, I think it's minimum of 5. Same with the Wiz-Sahag Gershark battle. those just aren't... they aren't friendly. So trying to route the final dungeon, you pretty much have to do the entire route around the last 2 floors. Because there's a lot of battles you just can't fight. And everything else in the route you just have to kind of deal with. Alright, Earth Elementals are next. I mean, we're picking up time in the last 3 splits. Because we're doing more Bane swords and less fighting. In the Tiamat split, we gain time because we are killing Tiamat instead of, or we're Bane swording instead of killing. 2, 1. Then on the Lich split here, we don't have to make a second shopping spree to buy heal potions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Then in the Chaos split, we aren't slowly beating down 2 bosses, so there's lots of time save all at the very end, while the rest of the run is pretty much exactly the same. I only save time with better NPC movements or better menus. Hey Blocky, I did 1 Bane sword in the world record. If I couldn't do 0 to get world record, because a Baneless Chaos takes 2.5 minutes with the Sun Sword. And picking up the Masamune would cost me like 5 minutes, so I had to do at least 1 Bane sword. And I did 1 Bane sword. Alright, carry 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 1, go. We shall see. I still have 3 frame-perfect inputs to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. We shall see. My nerves aren't that bad, so hopefully I won't be early. A lot of times when my nerves get up, I end up panicking a little bit, and I just press early. That happens a lot. But I think just hitting the world record yesterday helped a lot. 4, 5. Believe it or not, these water elemental battles are one of the best encounters on the floor. They are the second best fight. The best fight is encounter number 7, which is Gershark Big Eye. But Gershark Big Eye is kind of rare. Alright, Kraken 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was slow. But it was only 1 frame slow. I have a backup for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1. Okay, that was good. It's a waste of time doing that, but at least the run's not dead. We aren't going to sub 2. We don't have time for sub 2. I think to get sub 2, everything has to work perfect in this run. The NPCs have to cooperate, I have to have very fast menus. Alright, no more random encounters. Just 2 more... Just 2 more boss fights. 1, 2, 1. That was slow, wasn't it? No, that was good. Alright. 1 more Bane Sword. I thought that was slow. Can we get back-to-back world records in back-to-back days? We shall see. But no sub 2 either way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Got it. Well, back-to-back world runs. Oops. Sadly, I missed the Bane Sword on Kraken. This could have been a little faster, but sub 2 is gonna happen. I don't believe Kraken backup costs sub 2, no. The robot cost me some time, and the toga party. That's what did us in. But, new world record again!